love this phrase by Will Smith. Where I excel is in my ridiculous, sickening work ethic. Everybody say ridiculous, sickening work ethic. That's where he excels. The reason why I picked him out is because he has excelled, won numerous awards in television, in film, and in music. He makes me think of the guy with all the arms. He's got a lot going on. And he's got a marriage, he's got a kid that's now stepped into the whole thing. Here's the big question that few people are able to answer. What work are you designed to do? How often, or oftentimes we dislike the work. Now catch this. Oftentimes we dislike the work and we interpret that as disliking work. I hate my job, therefore I hate work. You want to be careful with that. It's very possible that the job that you have, the work that you have chosen to do, is just not work that you have been designed to do. But again, when you're young, when you're in your 20s, I'll just go ahead and say this on the record, when you are in your 20s, you don't know jack squat about what you've been designed to do. You're too young, you still need to do life. So I am a huge fan, while you're in your 20s, this is what I coach my daughters to do, get numerous jobs. Work in several different spots. Don't think, oh, I'm going to get this job and have it forever. No, don't do that. Get several spots. Find out what you love to do. Find out what environments you like and what environments you don't like. Don't get out of college, rush into a job and go, this is what work is like. Because it might not be. You might need to shift into another position and try this, and shift into another position to try this, all along knowing that I need to get out of the status quo. How do I get out of the status quo? I work. I work hard. I produce a crazy, sickening work ethic is what I'm bringing every place I go. But I just find, this type of work isn't fulfilling for me, so I'm going to try something else and try something else. And we discover that once we get into our 30s, now we want to be in a place where we have a pretty good idea of what we're wanting to do. So when we're in our 40s, because in our 30s, that's where you want to master it. So in the 20s, discover. In your 30s, master. In your 40s, I got to work this thing out. In your 40s, you're going to dominate. Take all of that mastery and you become an expert in your field. Does that make sense? You guys okay with that? But it takes time to get there. But Clay, I want to be there when I'm 18. Well, it's just not going to work. You're just not there yet. There are three categories where we need to grow. This is our last point for this session, okay? 3 areas of growth. And if you are able to grow in each of these areas, you will be able to grow your pocketbook. If you can't grow in these areas, then your pocketbook will reach a certain point and kind of level off there. And if we're not careful, Michaela, we'll talk about this in a later session, but if we're not careful, our pay, the amount of money that we're making will level off. And as a result, Jessica, what I will do is I will have to level off my life. There's all these things I want to do, but I don't have enough money to do it. Does that make sense? As opposed to, I'm growing in these 3 areas, and therefore I'm growing in my salary, I'm growing in my income, and therefore I'm able to do more and more and more and more as I grow through my 20s, 30s, and 40s. Fair enough? Okay? So here we go. These 3 areas are skills, knowledge, and character. You guys may have seen this before, because I know this is in the Gaetano's book, all right? These are the areas where we're going to grow. So, a question for you as we come into our last piece here. Star employees that managers lean on and love to have on their shifts, and are the first ones to come to mind when promotion is available. These employees are able to think differently about what they are actually doing at work. So what I want to do first of all with skills, I want to get from you guys, at Gaetanos, what are some specific skills that you do as an employee at Gaetanos?
Answer phones.
Answer the phones. Very good. So write that down. Answer the phones. What else are we doing?
Communication.
Okay, that's not specific enough. It's too broad. Answer the phones would be specific on communication. What else?
Serve ice cream.
Serve ice cream. Beautiful. Write that one down. What else? Boy, they're just flowing now.
Create pizza.
Make a pizza. Very good. Clean a bathroom. Say hi to customers. I mean, this just goes on and on and on. These little skills that we're learning. How to measure stuff, right? I think you guys do that. You know? How to know if something's broken. How to wash a dish. I mean, there's all kinds of basic skills that we do every day. If we're not careful, we'll go to work and we will minimize what we are actually learning. And we'll go, well, I'm just making pizza. This isn't worth anything. All I'm doing is cleaning bathrooms. They always just have me clean the bathrooms. I'm not learning anything. I just answer the phones. All I do is work on this register. Oh, but there's so much more going on. So let's take a couple of these, all right? For instance, answering the phones. What could we actually be learning there? Communication skills. What else?
Phone etiquette.
Okay, etiquette. Business etiquette. World etiquette. Sup, how you doing? You don't talk like that on a company phone. What's that?
Creating more business. By
Creating more business. You're learning how to upsell. You're learning how to influence people.
computer skills.
Computer skills. I love that. You're learning how to represent a company. Even though you've got a headache and even though you are tired, when the phone rings, it's not about me having a headache and me being tired. It's about me representing the company. Hello. Thank you so much for calling Gaetanos. How can I help you today? Man, that is a great choice. I'm starving. I think I'm going to have that pizza tonight. Thank you for giving me that idea. Now, you going to want some ice cream with that? You sure? Because I'm having ice cream with that. You know? Okay, I thought you would want ice cream with that. And we're learning how to communicate. We're learning how to influence. We're learning how to represent. There is so much more going on than just answering the phone. Do you think that in your future job, answering the phones is going to be really important for you?
Possibly.
Possibly, if I'm a phone answerer.
Well, it's just going to help you in people skills in general.
Yeah, but see, that's the bigger picture. But the smaller picture is, this is stupid. I'm making pizza. I'm never going to do this anywhere.
It's setting you up for
Oh my gosh. Do you think that you're going to use communication skills in the future? Do you think you're going to be representing other companies? Do you think that you're going to be representing yourself? Do you think that you're going to learn how to communicate and how to influence? Oh my gosh, that's going to be huge. That's what's actually going to set you apart. That's what you're actually doing. You're not just answering the phone. Okay, let's go to making a pizza. What could you actually be learning?
Organization skills.
Oh, I love that. I need a big boom right there. That was great. I'm learning communication. What's that? Time management? Oh, that's beautiful. What were you saying?
Oh, I thought that was weird they said.
Okay, yeah. Time management. Learning how to follow a system. Guys, there is so much more than just making a pizza. Star employees recognize that. Do you think that moving on up the ladder is going to require more time management for you? Holy cow, absolutely. Do you think moving up the ladder is going to require more organization from you? Absolutely. Do you think moving up the ladder is going to require more following of procedures? Absolutely. That's what we're learning when we're making a pizza. But when we're just making a pizza and we're thinking about ourselves and do this we're kind of tossing things around and we don't see the bigger picture. You're just like everybody else. Is that fair enough? Okay, let's go ahead and jump down to knowledge. What is some daily knowledge that you need to know at work?
How to turn on a scale.
How to turn on a scale. I love it. How to turn on the lights. What is some other knowledge that you need to have?
How to prepare a pizza.
How to prepare a pizza. Where do you learn how to prepare a pizza?
Open training and then
Okay, very good. Training, love that. Reading your manual, charts, love that. What's some other knowledge?
counting back money.
Counting money, counting back money, okay? These are all basic things that we need to know. However, if we're not careful, we will minimize that knowledge and not think that this knowledge is going to do us any good any other time. The knowledge of how to close the shop, the knowledge of how to clean things, the knowledge of how to run a computer, the knowledge of how to run a cash register, the knowledge of how to answer a phone, the knowledge of how to, what were some of the other things that you said? Make a pizza. We just think that that knowledge isn't going to be important anywhere on down the line. I promise you right now, at some point, because you've worked at a pizza shop, at some point down the line, you're going to have an opportunity to make a pizza for your children, and you are going to be the bomb. They're going to go, it's pizza night, it's pizza night. Or even better, you're going to have an opportunity to make a pizza for your boyfriend or girlfriend, and you're going to go, let me make dinner for you tonight. You know how to make a pizza. You know how to go shop for the ingredients. I know I'm going to need this. I know I'm going to need this. I know what the crust. I know all this stuff. I know how to make it. And your boyfriend or girlfriend is going to go, hey, I think I like you. Because you can cook. Whether you're a guy or a girl, you can cook. Does that make sense? You're actually learning these things. But if you only think of you, it will minimize your impact. And your work will lack purpose. And you'll be the one over here wanting to get over here with this big block of work. I got to go to work today. And you will never get ahead. You'll never get where you want to get. Are you guys okay with that? Final thing here is responsibilities. What are some responsibilities that you have? Wearing your uniforms. Good. What's that? Keeping yourself clean? Keeping the restaurant clean. Good. What are some other responsibilities? What responsibilities? Do your job. Do your lists. Be there on time. Don't talk back to customers. Be presentable. Talk nice. Think bigger. Anything else? What are some other responsibilities? Be confident.
Waking up and actually getting to it.
Actually getting to it, yeah. Taking responsibility of waking up and actually getting there. Now, if you're not careful, again, you can minimize these responsibilities and not even take responsibility.
Lead by example.
Yeah, well, no, leading by example is another responsibility that we have. I love that. But if we're not careful, we'll come to work and we'll go, well, Julie didn't tell me to do it, so I didn't do it. If I go over here and just kind of stand and act like I'm really busy, nobody will ask me to do anything else.
We see that.
Oh gosh, you see it all the time. You see it all the time. Not only do you see it back there making pizzas, I mean, you see it in monster national name brand companies. It's everywhere. People looking to skirt the issue and skirt the work. I just came up with that. Feel free to write that down. Skirt the work. I don't know exactly what's all's going on there. But these daily responsibilities, getting there on time. What is actually going on? How are you really growing when you learn to get there on time? Learning how to accept responsibility for yourself. What else? Getting there on time. Being dependable. You can count on me. These are characteristics. These are character issues. All of these responsibilities that you have at work are there to build character. If you didn't have this pressure, you would not learn character. I see this a ton when I'm working with college students that are moving from college into the workplace. And all of a sudden you go, okay, well, you need to do this. And they go, oh, what? I don't know if I can do it. And you realize, oh my gosh, your mom is still doing that for you. So, yeah. I mean, you know people, excuse me? You have graduated from college and your parents are still paying for your apartment, your car, your cell phone, you're this, you're this, you're this. Oh my gosh. Because they haven't had the responsibility, they haven't grown in that character. So early on with our kids, it's like, okay, we're going to gradually give you a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit of responsibility so you can feel the weight of that. Fair enough? So when it comes time for them to step into life, they don't crater and fall and suck their thumb and say, can I come home and live with you? Because the answer to that is, no, you can't. This is not a place for you anymore. Go figure it out. We've given you all the tools. Thankfully, they have picked it up along the way, and so they have that confidence to step out into it. But I don't remember what the stat is now, but I mean, you guys, there is an alarming percentage of college graduates that live at home. And again, we put it into this category of, well, it's just financially feasible for me to live at home. No, You're scared to death to go out there and be an adult. That's what's going on. Well, no, it isn't, Clay. I can actually save money. Or you could go out and find a job and make money.
But you know why? Then they got to start paying back student loans.
Oh, yeah. We're getting ready to have that conversation. Yeah, how about this student loan? You going to help me? Nope. I just wrote my last check for tuition for my daughter.
Did you?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Student loan
It was beautiful.
weeks ago.
I had a gal, I know a friend of mine, you guys, is a school teacher. She retired a few years ago. She is still paying student loans. 30 years of teaching, still paying off her student loans.
Took me 8 years.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
that was a lot.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, you guys, again, the reason why we're doing this, and we're going to finish up here, but the reason why we're doing this is because, yes, there are just basic skills that we're doing. There are basic knowledge that we need to know. There are basic responsibilities. But if we're not careful, we'll just see it for what it is right in front of there, as opposed to seeing them as a vehicle. Got to do this. As opposed to seeing them as a vehicle to get us where we want to get. The things that we are actually, as it says here, the things that you are really doing, the things that you are really learning, how you are actually growing and being developed. Is that fair enough? Okay, we're going to stop there for this session. So now, at the very bottom of the page, what is one action step that you're going to take at work, to show that you think like a STAR employee? We've talked about a lot of stuff today. Several different levels. Pick one thing, write it down. This is what I'm going to do this week at work to show that I am a STAR employee. Guys, you got to get this. You got to be able to look at it this way. Or else work just becomes mundane, and I promise you, you are doomed to becoming one of the 78%. And possibly, Jessica, even part of the 23% that are actively disengaged. Man, that's just unfortunate. Because you still have the dream. You still have the future that you want, but you haven't figured out how to get it. And that's very frustrating. So we're going to stop there. Looking forward to talking with you guys next session.